So Brian goes, yeah, I think these really aren't for us. These are for people that are running a marathon or something. You know, like if Megan Rapinoe is on the front cover here, it's probably for like real athletes. And then the front cover of this candy bar or Cliff Bar says limited edition packaging. What am I supposed to collect the packaging? I know, right?
Yeah. But that is the type of thing Megan Rapinoe can eat because she works out 6 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like,
my workout was I took the stairs.
She has a quote on it that says, "I train all year long. It requires a ton of energy."
So I can eat these bars.
There's two fucking men sitting.
I know, two fucking radio dudes that sit in a chair. And Jill, this past week, every day we've started with a Cliff Bar because they were in my garage and I just grabbed them out of the packaging. And it's the chocolate chip Cliff Bars. And Brian, I just chow them down. And finally, you know, when my shirt wasn't fitting so well today, or when we looked at the back and saw the calorie count and, you know, the sugars and everything else, we're like, huh, wonder if this has anything to do with it here. Yeah, it works for the two-time World Cup champion, Megan Rapinoe, but I don't know about me.
I don't want this to come out the wrong way because I certainly am not criticizing anybody's physique or diet.
Hold on. This is going to come out the wrong way. Whenever somebody says, with all due respect, go ahead.
I just floating an idea at you. I'm not going to criticize the way you're eating during the pandemic here, but you're setting yourself up for a really successful campaign. You get an endorsement with like a Weight Watchers or something when this is all over and go through, like, really commit to it and go through this body transformation. Once life returns to normal, you know, do something with the radio station and really document your progress.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Val, you set yourself up for a really nice big boy run. Get like super big, then get the weight loss surgery and lose all that weight or something.
No.
You know, like Big did.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want you to make a commitment that when it's all over, you know, you'll get back into fighting shape.
That's always one of the funniest phrases I hear in my entire life. When people go, gotta get back into my fighting shape. When were you in your fighting shape?
Well, I feel like we're about to start fighting if I keep talking, so that's where that came from.
No, I'm not saying you, just in general, when people use that phrase, gotta get back in my fighting shape. Were you ever in your fighting shape? You know, or the best shape of my life. When was that? I've never been in the best shape of my life. I'm not that person. I've got a decent body, you know, and I'm sure if I did certain things, I'd probably be in much better shape. But I was never a workout guy. I always had like a run of a few months and then it would fall apart or something. I've never been so steady. Yeah, I ran the marathon, but I was the only person ever gained weight running the LA Marathon. The weight that I started with, the weight that I ended the marathon with, I increased. I was having peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every few miles.
Sure.
A picnic
You need that though.
Well, that's what Dr. Oz said too, but I apparently didn't need it that much. But I still finished the LA Marathon. What's Kevin's old line about people, how do you know if somebody ran the marathon?
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah. All right, it's 6:53. This is 104.3 MyFM. This is Valentine in the morning.
Here's what's coming up in Hollywood headlines. Right after traffic, I'll tell you who our next bachelor is. Enjoy free 2-day shipping on all furniture directly to your front door, only at Living Spaces. 3 things you need to know right now.
6:53, it is Valentine in the morning. This is 104.3 MyFM. U.S. stocks plummeted yesterday, recording their worst day since March 16th. This could signal that investors are concerned about a second pandemic wave, especially since the U.S. recently hit 2 million COVID-19 cases. Unemployment claims also continue to climb, with 1.5 million more Americans filing for the first time last week. Did anybody else hear the news about, I think it was the mayor of Houston was talking about possibly shutting things down again? I think I have heard that in the news. I'll research that, but that's a mayor of a major city, considering, you know, with the increased COVID-19 cases, of turning back the clock. Did we go too fast, too soon? Coachella organizers expect the massive music festival to return in April of 2021. On Wednesday, Riverside County health officials announced they were canceling Coachella and Stagecoach for the year. If you already purchased tickets to the event for this year, you can get a refund, or you can have them honored for next year. As unused food piles up on farms and food banks struggle to keep it in stock, 2 college students from right here in Los Angeles have helped deliver over 2 million pounds of food during the pandemic. Aiden Riley and James Canoff created a non-profit organization called FarmLink that connects farmers to those in need. So the group raises money to pay farmers for produce and dairy that would otherwise be wasted, and then they fund the transportation to send those goods to food banks in the neediest areas around the country. How about that? Just two kids doing it, two young guys, I guess, doing an amazing job in making a difference in our society. And they're from right here in LA. Aiden Riley, James Canoff, thanks for what you're doing. Those are three things you need to know.
Well, this time traffic is sponsored by DuckDuckGo Privacy, and lanes are open in Pomona, 57 North connected to the 10 East. They did run a traffic break. They got that car out of the way, so your drivers back up to pretty good speeds there. Watch out for some sudden brake lights if you're headed for the 60 freeway. Westbound side coming up on Nogales, they're saying someone dropped a couch, and that is in the carpool lane. So, of course, definitely seeing some heavy delays coming up on that 60 freeway westbound side of Nogales. So if you see it, let me know. Traffic tip line is 888-500-5003. And of course, the carpool lane affected in two spots on the 91. Westbound side, just come out of Moynihan Park just before you get to Knott. There's a car that broke down in the carpool lane. And then if you get to the North Long Beach stretch just before you get to the 710, they're saying there's just some kind of large debris that's there in the carpool lane, and they will run a traffic break to clear that up. Want the same internet but more privacy? DuckDuckGo's got you covered. They help millions of people like you get privacy online without any trade-offs. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers all for free. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Not your traffic. I'm Tony Jordan with Valentine in the Morning on 104.3 MyFM.
Valentine in the Morning.
Hollywood headlines. We were all so shocked when we saw this, but Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock are ending their marriage after 7 years. About a month ago, they put their home here in LA on the market, and then Kelly filed for divorce last week. They have 2 children together, River Rose, who's 5, and Remington, who is 4.
Well, they have their stepkids too, and I'm sure they, are absolutely in love with Kelly. And this just shocked all of us yesterday. Kelly is a dear friend of the show. I have known Kelly since she first came on the scene. She used to listen to me, she'd always share as a kid, in Burleson, Texas, when I was on the radio in Dallas. And it's so shocking, so sad. And I want to reach out to her. I don't know if it's the right time. I want to give her my best. I want to let her know, she's a Christian woman. I want to let her know that I keep her in my prayers and everything. And I don't know what happened. It doesn't matter what happened. It's not my business what happened. My sister Kathleen is going through something very similar. She's getting divorced after 30 plus years of marriage. And it's so sad. And I'm watching what she's going through. And if you're going through something similar, I want you to know that you're going to be okay. You're going to make it. It's got to be a day-by-day thing, I'm sure. And it feels like, moments like that feel like your world is entirely turned upside down. Upside down. And just hang in there. And you are definitely in our thoughts, Kelly, and anybody else going through a similar situation, you're in our thoughts.
It feels like, that's so true, it feels like it's never going to get better, and that this is going to be your life for the rest of your life, but it does. It really does. And The Bachelor just announced this morning that they have chosen their next Bachelor. His name is Matt James, and he's going to be the show's first black male lead. He's a real estate broker, and Matt was originally one of the contestants who would be on Claire's next season of The Bachelorette, which is in the process of starting when production had to be shut down due to the coronavirus. He's also Tyler Cameron's best friend, who was on Hannah's season. So if you have been keeping up with Tyler Cameron on social media and you know about his quarantine crew, he's in with a ton of his friends in this big house. Tyler